It's June. How we got to halfway through 2024 is absolutely beyond me. But here we are! Hello you guys and welcome back to another video on my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a June monthly reset. I know I didn't do one of these in May, but I do love doing these every month, so I'm excited to be back and doing one for this month. I'm also going to change up the way that I do these a little bit. So normally I keep my finance stuff in this video, but I'm actually going to be doing a whole nother video on that so that I can go a little bit more in depth without having this video be like 100 years long. Also, if you're new here, hi, my name is Zoe. I am 23 and I'm just figuring out life post-grad in my 20s. If that sounds interesting to you, then make sure to like and subscribe for more of my content. Let's just hop straight in. I want to start by going through some of my favorite memories from this past month. Also, you can ignore my sunburned shoulders. I went on a walk today and clearly should have put on more sunscreen. So at the very beginning of the month, my mom actually came up to visit me and we went into the city. We went to the Summit One Vanderbilt, which was such a cool building in New York City. If you come visit, you absolutely have to go check it out. It's one of the newest buildings that you can kind of go up and see different views of the city. And the really cool thing about this place is they try to play with your perspective. So there's a lot of mirrors and interactive exhibits throughout the whole thing that you get to experience, so you get to see the city and from lots of different angles. And it's also just like so open and airy. There was this whole room filled with like balls that were just like flying everywhere, and that was so much fun. And a really, really good picture spot, I think, as well. I also went to go see a baseball game this month, which was a ton of fun. We saw the Knicks play the Astros. For those of you who don't know, I'm actually from Texas, kind of. My parents currently live in Texas, so I would have to pick the Astros over the Knicks, and they unfortunately lost to the Knicks. So that was sad, but it was really fun to go see the game. It was also my boyfriend's graduation this month, so he and I went to Villanova, but he's a year younger than I am, so I went back to Villanova to experience graduation for the second year in a row. We really just had a great time celebrating all of the graduates and congratulating them on all of their hard work well done. I did have a few other days spent in the city. I went to go visit my friend who lives in Brooklyn, which was really fun. If you've been on my channel for a while, then you probably know that I am a big ballet dancer. I take like adult ballet classes. I did do it like pre-professionally, I guess technically, whenever I was in high school, but now it's just a hobby and it's so fun. But I love the community that I have at the dance studio that I have been going to, and one of the guys approached me and a couple of my friends, and we've started doing some partnering classes, which have just been like the best thing. It just adds a whole nother dimension to doing ballet, and I just absolutely adore it, and I've been learning so much, and it's just the best time. Another thing that I'm quite proud of myself for this month is that I tried out a whole bunch of new recipes. I'm a very picky eater, and I feel like I've been very much in a rut of just like eating the exact same things since I moved, and I've just been really feeling the need to branch out a little bit more, but that can be really hard for me to do sometimes because I am so picky and there are limited amounts of food that I really enjoy eating. I've really been experimenting. I've been finding some recipes that I think I would like and giving them a try, and kind of taking note of the ones I like, the ones I don't like, sometimes trying things that are completely out of my comfort zone, sometimes trying things that I'm pretty sure I'm gonna like anyway, and it's just been a nice little hodgepodge of trying new things and having some new foods to eat. So I'm quite proud of myself for that because it is really hard for me to do that kind of thing, and I just feel like it's been good for me to push myself out of my comfort zone in that a little bit more. Okay, with that, I want to jump into my goals. So I'm going to go through these goals a little bit differently. I know I didn't do one of these resets last month, and honestly, I just needed a break from them. Like, I feel like I was feeling very overwhelmed and unmotivated and just like in a little bit of a slump for the past couple of months. So not having set any like specific laid out goals last month was really, really good for me. So for this month, I'm gonna separate my goals into 4 categories, and we're just gonna walk through each one of those and talk about them. So the first one is personal. So this is anything to do with like personal development, like well-being, mental health, that kind of thing. My goals for this month kind of center around me wanting to get out of the rut that I've really felt like I've been in the past couple of months. And the way that I want to do this is I want to kind of create a better routine for the days that I come home right after work. I feel like there are a few days a week where I don't have anything that I do after work, and I come home at 5 p.m. and I just kind of lounge around and I don't really do much, which is perfectly fine and healthy in a lot of ways, but I like waste my evening. It comes to be 8 o'clock and I'm just like, why have I sat here scrolling on TikTok for 3 hours? That is not a good use of my time, and it's not actually me relaxing because I'm sitting there being like, oh, in 5 minutes I'll go do something. So it's not like I'm letting myself relax. I'm just wasting time. So my idea for this is, now that it's sunny out and nice out and warm and everything, what I'd really love to do is let myself take maybe like 15 minutes whenever I get in to just chill out and sit and read a book or go on TikTok, whatever it may be. And then I want to go outside on my balcony, because I'm very lucky to have a balcony right now, and I just want to like do a meditation for 10 minutes. And I think if I can do that, that'll put me in a really good headspace for the rest of my evening, and I can really decide from there whether I want to just like chill out for the evening or if I want to do something more productive. Whatever it may be, kind of letting myself take that time to do something good for myself and really check in on how I'm feeling, and then using that to evaluate how I want to spend the rest of my evening. My next category is finance. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a whole nother video on my channel coming this week probably about my finance goals and just going through my finances, my budget review, all of that normal stuff that I do in another video. But I will just quickly mention, I want to open some kind of Roth IRA or just like general investing account, and I'd really like to use this month to kind of start looking into that a little bit more. My next goal is fitness, and this is about to become a huge aspect of my life. Like, granted, I have a good fitness routine going on right now. I like it a lot. However, I'm very excited because I decided that I want to do a triathlon. So I grew up swimming and I absolutely love swimming. I really enjoy biking and I really want to buy a bike, but I need an excuse before I go buy a bike to buy a bike. And I've been feeling more like into running recently. The only natural way this was ever gonna go is to do a triathlon. This is not just like a spur of the moment this year thing. I have been wanting to do a triathlon for years. It's just like with school and other things that I had going on, it just like, just wasn't time for it. But now I really do feel like I'm in a place where I could dedicate a good chunk of time to this. I'm not gonna do one this month, but basically I want to kind of get myself ready for it. I've already started looking into bikes. I bought myself a nicer pair of running shoes. And I wanna find this month a triathlon that I can actually sign up for. And in addition to that, I really want to be better about running, because of the 3 disciplines in a triathlon, I feel like running is going to be the most difficult for me. I'd love to one day do like an Ironman, like half Ironman. I don't know if I could ever do a full Ironman. That's a lot. That would be really cool. But I'm setting my sights low, and I just want to I'm going to sign up for a sprint one this year and definitely do a sprint one, and then we'll see where that takes me. It's like giving me like a new rejuvenation, excitement, just about like everything in my life, just being able to like focus on something that I care about. The final category is content. And honestly, for this, I just want to feel it out. I just want to have fun with it. I want to be working on some kind of content every single day. I love doing it. I want to get back into my YouTube schedule. I was so good at being on schedule for a while, and I've kind of fallen off again. So I want to get back on that. And then I've really, really been enjoying making TikToks and Instagram Reels. So I want to keep doing that, but I don't think I want to give myself any kind of specific schedule. I just want to see what comes naturally and yeah, see what happens. Okay, we're gonna take a little break from this now and go set up my bullet journal.
Generally, whenever I do this voiceover for this part of the video, I usually just kind of talk about something random and then kind of reference it back to what I'm actually doing in my bullet journal. But today I figured I would actually go so far as to tell you exactly what I am doing here. First things first is the basics. My bullet journal is a Leuchtturm 1917 bullet journal, so bullet grid. I think this is a pretty common one. I think a lot of people who use bullet journals will use this particular journal. It's pretty good. I mean, I've been using it for years. I've been through several of them. I absolutely adore them. I did a 5x5 layout grid for my calendar here, and I used my Tombow Fujinosaki brush pen in black. Love this pen, had it for years. It's great for calligraphy, especially smaller calligraphy. Then I just did my Casual Magic, my numbers there that I wrote out. I used a Muji gel ink pen in the 0.38 size. That's like my go-to pen. I use it for everything. All of my weekly spreads are done using that pen. Basically everything that I do is that pen. I have gone through hundreds of those at this point in my life, honestly. I got inspiration for this just by looking on Pinterest. I was just like, I need something super duper summery, and I think that you can't really get more summery than the sun. So I'm using these Tombow brush pens to create this, and the colors that I'm using here are 985, 055, and 025. Again, I'm so happy with the way that this turned out. I feel like it's so summery. I feel like summer came very suddenly, but I'm so here for it.
Okay, for the final part of this video, I'm going to be doing a little content / favorites section where I just want to be talking about the things that I have consumed in the past month and that I really liked. So let's start with TV shows. So I'm not a big TV show girly a lot of the time, but I've definitely been watching more recently. So first of all, okay, I love nature documentaries. They are just so relaxing to me. Maybe that's weird. I just think they're great. And I recently watched this one, I think it was on Disney Plus, and it was called Secrets of the Elephants. It was so interesting. Like, elephants, I already knew elephants were smart, but like hearing about some of the things that they do is incredible. Like, I would highly recommend this if you're even remotely interested in elephants. There's also some really cute baby elephants in it, so even if you don't like elephants, which I don't really know why you wouldn't, but they have baby elephants and nobody can hate on baby elephants. I also recently started watching the show Gilded Age on Max, and I really liked it so far. I'm like halfway through, and yeah, I'm excited to see if I manage to make it through the whole season, because that's the true test of whether I think a show is good or not. I also have read a few books in the past couple of months, and since I didn't do a May reset, I will talk you through all of these right now. First of all is Yellowface by R.F. Kuang. I thought this was a really, really good book. I was so intrigued the whole time. It was so secondhand embarrassment, this is so painful to read, but I had to keep reading. This book is about a white author who has a friend who is Asian, and her friend is extremely popular, also an author, and she sees her friend die, and she steals her manuscript and publishes it as her own. And this whole book is basically kind of seeing what happens with that, seeing some repercussions to that, and it's satirical, it's funny, it's witty. It just raises a lot of really good points and a lot of really good questions, and I just like the fact that this book really made me think. The next book that I read was Golden Sun by Pierce Brown. This is the second book in the Red Rising trilogy. I am obsessed with this series, and this book was so good. I could not get enough of it. It's very political, it's very strategic in the way that it is written. The things that you know and you don't know, it's all because it's all through one person's perspective, so you don't really know all of the ins and outs, and there was a huge plot twist at the end of this book that was crazy, and I highly recommend. The last book that I read in the past couple of months was Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. This is just a really good romance book. I really, really like this. I liked the way that it was relaxed and a lovely little romance, but it wasn't so lovey-dovey, cheesy that it was icky, because sometimes I do, as much as I love a good romance book, the lovey-dovey realistic part of it sometimes does bother me. And not saying that this would actually happen in real life, but it's definitely worth the read. Very, very good book, and I really like this one. Okay, so for the last little part of this video, I desperately need to clean my apartment. So that is what I'm going to be doing. Just enjoy a little cleaning montage. Hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, then make sure to like and subscribe down below, and I will see you in my next video, hopefully very soon. Bye!